It was all about Romeo Okachewe today in the RSC as Waterford progressed to the next round of the SSE Electricity League of Ireland First Division playoffs. It was 3-1 in the end, but Athlone did provide a very resolute test, particularly after being hampered, losing Jamal Campion-Hines in the warm-up and Jack Kavanagh in the opening exchanges of the game as well to injury. It made what was expected to be an uphill struggle into a complete mountain for the Midlanders, but they were well up for the challenge and they managed to match everything that Waterford could throw at them for the first 45 minutes. In fact, they probably had the best chance. A long-range free kick, not dealt with brilliantly by Sam Sargent in the Waterford goal. Ball fell to Noah Van Geenen. He could not get his shot on target. Again, smothered brilliantly by the Waterford goalkeeper. Fantastic work from Sargent. Both keepers in fine form in that first half as Waterford dominated the possession and the chances, but just couldn't find a way through. It would take until after the hour mark and the introduction of Romeo Okachewe as a late substitute, he would go on to get a hat-trick, but he opened the score, and after great work from Ronan Coughlin down in the corner, he got his way past two Athlone defenders, broke into the box and pulled the ball back and gave his teammate Romeo Okachewe the easiest of chances. He finished finally past the despairing dive of Enda Minogue, who just couldn't keep the ball out of the back of the net. But 3 or 4 minutes later, it was all square. A needless challenge in the box from Derek Osedi right in the corner against France Pirot as he was progressing just inside the corner of the box. Protests from Waterford resulted in a couple of bookings, one for Osedi for the original foul, and it looked like Roland Ideu who got the other yellow card for his protestations about the penalty. Pirot didn't care. He picked himself up, dusted himself down, and sent Sargent the wrong way to bring Athlone back into the game. And it looked like they might hold on, maybe to force extra time, but of course they hadn't legislated for that combination again. Coughlin broken out of his own box, found Okachewe in loads of space, and his fine finish past Minogue into the bottom corner set Waterford ahead. Coughlin himself looked like he would get on the score sheet as the game ran to its conclusion. Just on 90 minutes, he had a chance, but a fine save from Minogue kept his side alive, but it wasn't to be for the Midlanders. They would wrap it up, the Blues at least would wrap it up in the closing stages, the last kick of the game, and it would be the hat-trick for a 17-year-old youngster who has broken through the side this year, a fine one to keep an eye on for the future. Romeo Okachewe, he has kept the Blues promotion hopes alive, and they progress now to face either Cove or Wexford in the next round of the qualifiers of the playoffs later in the week. They, of course, play in the next few minutes, so they will have a couple of hours to wait to find out who they face in that clash. But a doubleheader, 2 legs to come against the winners of that particular encounter later this week, with a follow-up game against the 9th place team in the Premier League for the winners of that, and a place in next year's Premier Division awaits potentially for Waterford. Here it is, all about Romeo Okachewe. His hat-trick today sends Waterford through to the next round, 3-1, the final score in the RSC.